Good afternoon,นะครับ everyone. Welcome to our makeup class for ICMB207 นะครับ the computer software usage skills นะครับ so for this afternoon class นะครับ Hi Ravinan. Okay, welcome to our class again นะครับ so for today's makeup class, I'm going to continue talking about the gettingนะครับ in different forms นะครับ that we talk about some parts in this morning already นะครับ so when we talk about getting the data นะครับ in our Power BI นะครับ there are a couple of ways that we can do นะครับ in this class. Okay, just one below. So you can see that we can get the data in different formats นะครับ. This morning I talk about getting the data in terms of the CSV file นะครับ and also getting the data in terms of the web page นะครับ. You can see that for the web page นะครับ if it is the web page that they do not allow the analyst to use Power BI to get the data นะครับ you may have to just like fix the problem a bit. For example, if we talking about the website, like for example, this morning we talk about the website of Billboard. You can see that they just like have the ranking of นะครับ and also the headings นะครับ of this of that website นะครับ doesn't support much for the information นะครับ so this afternoon it seems like no one is in the room with me at all นะครับ so I'm so lonely. I just like sit by myself in the classroom นะครับ okay, so it means that okay, so I'm going to just like finish everything up นะครับ so you can just like go to do something else after this. I'll spend like 1 hour and a bit more, maybe like we can finish just like 5:15 or 20 minutes past 5 o'clock นะครับ that should be great for you so that you can just like have time to do something else. Okay นะครับ because I will just like tell you that okay, we are going to have some extra point assignments นะครับ extra credit assignments, and you have the time to just like doing your presentation นะครับ as well, because I have one presentation for you on that is about like the visual นะครับ in Power BI นะครับ and the term project นะครับ about the Excel. So you should have the time to just like discuss with your group นะครับ okay, now let's see นะครับ this morning when we talk about like getting the data into Power BI in different forms like text or CSV นะครับ that you know already that whenever we would like to get the data into Power BI นะครับ it looks like this. You can see that นะครับ when we talk about one Power BI file นะครับ one Power BI file นะครับ you can get the data from various sources. It can be CSV file นะครับ it can be Excel, it can be database, or it can be the web page. So that means in one file นะครับ in Power BI, when you get the data from different sources at the same time, what will happen? For example, if you say that you have the data from 4 different sources getting into one Power BI file นะครับ in this one, Power BI will come up with 4 tables นะครับ from different sources. If you remember, because in our first example นะครับ that we get the data from Excel file, we get data from 7 worksheets. So Power BI will create 7 tables for you in that Power BI file. Now, if you say that, okay, one file is a CSV file. Once you get into Power BI, it creates 1 table for you. Suppose you say that another source of data is in Excel format.นะครับ, it's just in 1 worksheet only. Then the second table will be created in Power BI. The database normally when we create it in Power BI, it comes up in form of table already. Power BI will create another table in its Power BI file. And lastly, for the web page, if we get the data from web page to Power BI and we get one table, Power BI will create another table for you. So in this example, we have 4 tables in your Power BI file. And then for these 4 tables, once you get into Power BI already, Power BI will try to analyze the relationshipนะครับ to create the model among these 4 different tables that you get into Power BI. Similar with the one that we had before, if you remember. In this one, you can see that once we get like 7 worksheets into Power BI from one Excel file, it makes 7 tables in Power BI, and also Power BI will analyze the model for us automatically, like this one. So when you have the data that you get into Power BI already, even you say that, okay, they are from 4 different sources that I showed you before. Once the data is getting into Power BI already, you still have to clean it. You still have to check and clean the data. So this morning I mentioned cleaning the data by just like going to the Power Query Editor, by going to Power Query Editor, and after that you can see that in here when you get the data already. Okay, the things that we have to do is that you have to just like clean it as much as you can. Okay, the next thing that I just want to talk about I always see the problem like this, and in the future you may be confronted with this kind of problem as well. So in this one, you can see that sometimes when you go to Power Query Editor, it might show the exclamation mark like this. These are the error that may happen to your data file. What does it mean? Okay, you can see that in here. If you have a look, it said that, okay, could not find a part of the path, blah, blah, blah in here. So in this one, what does it mean? Let me just like show you some picture a bit. It means that firstly, in this case, we have an Excel file. And we get into Power BI for 7 table. So when you open up Power BI and Excel file is still there, you can just like clean and transform the data as you like. But if in this case I download it from my e-learning, because I am in another room. So this one I just get from I just get one Power BI file only, but I don't have this file, so it causes a problem. Because if I want to edit or transform it, I don't have the source of data. That is the Excel file. Now, the error is telling us that it cannot find the original data here. What should we do? My suggestion is that you better just like click go to error and fix the problem. So that means if you would like to transform the data or just like fix something in the Power Query Editor, you should have this Excel file with you as well. It can be kept anywhere. For example, in here, it said that the file is stored in this folder. Sorry, the file is stored in this folder. Users administrator downloads. If the file, if you have Excel file, but it is kept somewhere else, it still show the error like this. For example, if I said that my Excel file, I have it on the C drive. Okay, let me just download this file first. The Excel file that we have on e-learning. Just won't be long. Suppose I say that, okay, I save it. I save it in my folder, and my folder is kept in the drive. And then, hang on, let me just see first. Where can I keep? Yeah, it's here. it's in downloads and then PMB. Okay, now this one นะครับ okay, it's kept here in the downloads PMB folder. So when I go to Power BI in the Power Query Editor screen นะครับ I have to link Power BI นะครับ I have to link Power BI to Excel file that I have it somewhere. How to link? In order to link them, you just click go to error นะครับ and choose edit setting. It will ask you that where do you keep this Excel file? You just browse it นะครับ In this one, I just browse. I have the file in here in the download folder in PMB subfolder, and then it choose open and click OK. Now, Power BI will just like recheck everything for us นะครับ for the product table. Now it's okay now. It just like you have to do for every single table that you have. Now I edit the categories. I go to this. Okay. I do the same thing as customer as well. Employees. It takes some time a bit นะครับ if you just like lost your data file with the Power BI for a while. Okay. Now I'm fixing the problem for every single table that lost the connection with the Excel file that we had before. Right. So right now you can see that the errors disappear already. And then once you click on each table, you see all of the related data is showing up. So this is to fix the error. When you fix the error already, as I told you earlier, you always have to to transform the data as it should be. When we have this one, make sure that every time when you do anything with the transformation of the data, always create the new step. Don't try to mix the step with the old one. Otherwise, if you undo it, you may undo two things at the same time and you don't know what's going on. So you should separate them as another separated steps. And when you finish, we close and apply. So when you close and apply, it just like confirm for all the changes, commit the changes on your Power BI file. And after that, when it's finished updating the things, it just like come back to the Power BI page, the desktop Power BI desktop page. All right. When you have this already, when it comes back to Power BI file already, then you can just like start working with it. All right. So in this morning, on the morning, I just like talk about like the way in order to create the new column and the measure as well. So the next thing that I just want to talk about is the function index, additional function index. The first function is a function that is used to link the data from another table. Let me just have a look first. Okay. Assume that the VAT or value added tax the VAT or value added tax depends on the customer. Depends on the customer. So I'll say that, okay, we will create the VAT column in the customer table. We will create a VAT column in the customer table. Everyone, please do it together so that you see what we are doing right now. Okay, I go to customer table, and you can see that for the customer, there is no VAT or VAT column. I will create a VAT column in the customer table here. So if you want to create a new column, we go to that specific table first. You can go to home, and then choose new column. In here, as the VAT is the constant, I say that, okay, I want VAT as a constant because it's the rate. I say that, okay, it's a VAT rate. Assume that it's 7%. Bear in mind that Power BI doesn't like you to enter 7%. It doesn't like 7% like this, but it prefers 0.07. This one. Okay, right. Okay, so the things that we do is that we just put 0.07 in the VAT rate column that we just created in Power BI, in customer table here. So everyone just do together, create a VAT rate 0.07 column in customer table. Now you can see that customer table has VAT rate 0.07 already. Okay. Now let's go back to our order detail and see what happened. You can see that in the orders detail in the orders detail. Hang on, VAT, this one I don't want we will use the VAT rate from the previous column that we created. In here, I said that the VAT amount, the VAT amount. Okay, let's do like this, class, to let you not to be confused. In the customer table, in the customer table, please change VAT rate that we just recently created to be tax rate. Duty rate is better. Duty rate, duty rate, D-U-T-Y and R-A-T-E. Duty rate it's a kind of the tax as well. Duty rate to be 0.07 duty rate 0.07. Now when you create the duty rate column in customer table already, we head back to orders detail table. If we said that duty amount come from gross sales times duty rate, if we say that, we know that, okay, we want to calculate. If we know that duty rate duty amount, come from duty rate multiplied by gross sales. How can we do that? We know that duty amount, we want it to be in order detail table. Gross sales is also in order detail table too, but duty rate is stored in customer table. The multiplication or the formula like this in DAX, it might not work properly. Let's try. I will start calculating duty amount. I'll start calculating the duty amount from duty rate multiplied by gross sale and see what happened. Okay. In here, we create a new column again in the orders detail table. Okay, new column. After that, I start typing. If you remember, we will have to type the name of the column first. This one is duty amount. Duty amount equals to duty rate. If you type duty, you can see that it doesn't show up because duty rate is in customer table. You see that if we just like type duty, it doesn't show up anything. If you try to say that duty rate like this, multiply by gross sale, you can see that it shows the red line here. It said that duty rate is not a valid table or variable or function name because duty rate is not in the same table นะครับ as other variables here. So this one will be the problem. How do we gonna fix นะครับ How do we gonna fix this problem? When the duty rate is not here, you have to know that when you would like to have the value นะครับ from a column or a field that is located in another table นะครับ It's in another table because if you have a look in the customer table, you see that, okay, it's there นะครับ It's in the customer table. Duty rate is here, right? So if you would like to refer to a column or a field นะครับ in another table นะครับ in another table, you have to fix นะครับ you have to fix the problem. How to fix it? The way to fix the problem is that in here you see it's the error. You need to use a function นะครับ you have to use a function that is called related. The function called related นะครับ has to be used. The function related, if you use this function, you can use the field or the variable or the column from any tables in the same Power BI file straight away. How do we gonna do that นะครับ Let me show you. In this one นะครับ Okay, I just like delete this formula first, and then I just start typing related นะครับ You can see that, okay, when you start typing RELA นะครับ the function that we use is related, while related table is just like the advanced function ครับ We use related, double click. Now you can see any columns in every single table in your Power BI file, and in here you can see that, okay, the what to say, duty rate is here. You may scroll and click, or you may type duty, something like this, and then you can see that duty rate is here. Then you double click, then you close the parenthesis. You get the data from duty rate column in another table already. Now you just multiply by gross sales. Because gross sales is in this table นะครับ You don't need to just like use the related function นะครับ So you can see that in here นะครับ Once you press enter, it will recalculate everything for us, and you can see that it shows the duty amount for you here already นะครับ Or if you say that, oh, I want to have a column called duty rate in orders detail table as well, how can I do that? You can just like use a new column นะครับ and relate that field นะครับ from that another table into here. Let me show you. If I want to have duty rate นะครับ that normally it is in customer table นะครับ to be copied to the orders detail table. How can I do that? นะครับ this is a trick so we create a new column นะครับ we go to orders detail table first go to home and create new column after that you name the column as duty rate นะครับ and then you refer the data นะครับ from duty rate of another table you type related and followed by column name duty rate from another table นะครับ from customers table here if you double click the things that will happen is that it will copy the duty rate from customer table and paste it here when I press enter I have a column called duty rate and the data in the duty rate column here is absolutely the same as duty rate in customer table นะครับ the same this is the tricks to copy the column from one table to another table นะครับ with the same values now you have duty rate here already นะครับ so when you relate the value from another table already for duty amount here somebody may say that instead of relate the value from duty rate in another table you can use duty rate here that you just recently created นะครับ okay so this is the way to relate the value from another table นะครับ to be calculated in this table นะครับ we have to use related function นะครับ okay right so up to this point do you have any questions about the related function so related function is a function that we use in order to relate the data from a field or from a column in another table นะครับ okay right okay when we have this one already นะครับ another function that you have to know is that I'll just like show you the value the function that we use in DAX นะครับ that is useful as well that is a function that is used to manage or to handle the data type the data type okay so everyone you just like go to orders table ครับ I just want you to see the data in the orders table a bit นะครับ orders table นะครับ not orders detail okay so you can see that in the orders table we have orders date required date and ship date right that are the data type for the displaying of this kind of column นะครับ they display format like quite long so if I don't want to have the day the day of week like Monday Tuesday like this what should I do นะครับ you can just like go to Power Query Editor or you can go to the data นะครับ data view นะครับ go to the table and column that you would like to revise นะครับ in here for order date here you can see that the format นะครับ the format here is like day of week followed by month นะครับ followed by date and the year you can change it by clicking the drop down list and choose the one that we want to have so in here suppose I say that I would like to have hang on I want this date month and year instead นะครับ I just like review my displaying so the order date is showing already นะครับ just for day month and year only I do the same thing with required date and ship date okay right okay right in this one นะครับ in this one you can see that from required date. I'm sorry, let me just like see this one. You can see that in here. If I say that ship date and order date, these two dates are important for us because it tells us that, okay, from the day that the customer order from us, how many days that we can ship the product to themนะครับ in this example. You can see that in here, they order on the 8thนะครับ of July 1996. But we can ship the product to them on the 12th of July 1996 as well. How many days in difference ครับ between orders date and ship date? How many days in difference ครับ class? Can you tell me? 4 days. Yeah. Yes, Ravinan.